Well, salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm really excited. This is going to be one of my summer top picks, my top 5 white florals for summer, and I also have 2 honorable mentions. Now earlier it was bright and sunny and it was perfect to talk about this, but now it's raining, so it doesn't matter, that's Florida summer, so I'm just used to it by now. But I wanted to talk about these and tell you why I love white florals for summer as well. So if you'd like to know my picks for white florals for summer and why, then keep watching. Firstly, real quickly, you're going to hear me in this video talk about the differences, talking about things being novelty or gimmicky. Now, when I'm describing luxurious fragrances, I don't want them to be gimmicky or novelty. I want them to be well done. I want them to be conceptual masterpieces, especially when some of these are spending over $300, maybe $400 on a bottle. Now, that doesn't mean that novelty fragrances don't have their place, and most of the time, they also have their price point. So if I'm thinking about a novelty, gimmicky, tropical fragrance, I might think about something I get from Bath & Body Works, or maybe a limited edition Body Shop fragrances. There's nothing wrong with those fragrances. They're actually really beautiful. But I actually didn't want to go with any type of fragrances like that in this list, except for one that's kind of like a summertime limited edition. But when I talk about that one, you'll know why it was chosen. Most of these are fragrances that you can wear year-round. They're not specifically marketed for summer or a limited edition. They're more really fantastic, beautiful white floral fragrances that I think are really appropriate in the heat and the sunshine. Now, most of the time, what I've noticed is when people think about white floral fragrances, they think about their mothers or grandmothers or somebody they knew's really heavy, almost overtly synthetically musky, like Gardenia, Lily, Ylang fragrance, and they're not so much realizing that white florals come in a spectrum of different ways that you can experience them. The ones that I think are perfect for summer are more in kind of the light, slightly tropical, sweeter side, more honey-esque and less overtly musk. So most of these are mostly daytime appropriate, but these also work well in the evening. And again, when I talk about all of these, you'll see what I mean. I'm not going to go too much into all of the notes. Rather, I'm going to tell you guys about the keynotes in each of these fragrances, which I think make them work perfectly for the summertime. And then we also have our honorable mentions. So let's get into the video. The first one I want to talk about is this. The one I own is a variation of the original. It is Ylang from Micallef. This is Ylang in gold because I'm just extra and I just love the gold in this. It's the only fragrance like this where I have like the gold shimmer in it. Now, right off the bat, this is a beautiful, almost custard-esque experience. It just smells like a fine dessert. Not like a gourmand. It's not like a gourmand where it's like food elements, although there is vanilla and tangerine in this, but more it just reminds me of an artisanal dessert you'd get at a very expensive restaurant on seasonal menus, like a dessert you'd probably spend $25 to $30 on. The notes in this that are the white floral elements are ylang ylang, lily, and magnolia, but it also has rose, sandalwood, tangerine, coconut, vanilla. Now, the notes in this, aside from the white florals that I think really make this fragrance sing, are the coconut, the vanilla, and the tangerine. The coconut and the vanilla kind of cream it up a little bit and make it have a really nice base. It really helps the white floral notes work their magic on your skin. The coconut adds a little bit of fruitiness to this, and the vanilla kind of acts as a creamy base, but it's not so heavy to where it's oppressive in the heat. It's actually very refreshing. It's a very beautiful fragrance, but what I love most is the tangerine. Now, if you guys remember in a few videos, I talked to you about how much I love grapefruit as a citrus scent in the summer because it is so crisp and it's not sweet and it's not juicy. It's very biting. It just cuts through everything. Tangerine actually is more of a creaminess, kind of reminds you of an orange creamsicle. And what that does is it works very well with the coconut and the vanilla to give it this custard-like experience, while not in any way taking away from the beautiful white floral notes. When you first experience this, you're not smelling coconut, you're not smelling vanilla, you're not smelling tangerine, you are smelling ylang ylang, lily, magnolia, a little bit of rose and sandalwood. But those other notes, those key notes that I mentioned, actually elevate the white floral notes in this and make it kind of like sheer, but just really just substantial. It's like taking a bite out of a creme brulee, and it's really light and delicious, but it has really nice mouthfeel. This has really nice mouthfeel for a fragrance without being heavy or oppressive. It's just really beautiful in the summertime. So this is definitely a white floral that I love. This next fragrance I wanted to talk about is from the Chanel Les Exclusifs line. It is Gardenia. This is the Eau de Toilette. Now this one, like Ylang, has a base of coconut and vanilla. But what I like most about this is the fact that it has tuberose and jasmine, and also has a bit of patchouli in it as well. It also has a bit of fruity notes and some green notes in it, and everything is really ridiculously well balanced. This one, kind of like the Ylang Ylang, the vanilla and the coconut in this and the fruity notes and the green notes don't take away from the white floral notes. Now if you guys know anything about Gardenia, it's kind of like nearly impossible to really ever get a Gardenia note. They're very strong smelling flower, but you can't get the fragrance to use in perfumery. So a lot of times other white florals are used to mimic Gardenia. And if you would like me to go more into that, into a more kind of like educational video, be more than happy to. So with this, you do get that beautiful, like walking past a gardenia bush, and I had one at my house. My front yard we had a gardenia bush, in the backyard I had a night blooming jasmine right outside my window. So those are the two white florals that really take me back memory lane wise. This is such a beautiful, bright white floral. The patchouli in this, I think, is also another note that helps the white florals really stand out. It smells very crisp, very green, almost like you plucked a gardenia right off the bush is what this smells like. The reason why I like this for summer is this is a little bit more of a sophisticated white floral fragrance. A lot of times with white florals, they're too heavy, they can feel too dated, they're too gimmicky, or they're too novelty, or there may be something that you would wear on a light-hearted, more casual occasion. What I love about the Gardenia from Chanel is this is a very formal white floral that you could wear in the daytime or in the evening. It's very versatile, and it works very well in the summer months. The light's changing, I'm very sorry, but you get what you get with me, which is weird lighting. But that's what's fantastic about the Gardenia from Chanel. This is a beautiful fragrance. I had been trying to track down a bottle of this forever. This is another one of the ones from the Les Exclusive line where the Eau de Parfum version isn't too much of a travesty against the Eau de Toilette version, but I still think the Eau de Toilette version is leaps and bounds better. It has more complexity, it's a little bit more sparkling and clear than the Gardenia notes in the Gardenia that you get now. Now what I like about this as well is the tuberose, because I love a tuberose. So you get all those notes, but you can also distinctively pick out tuberose, which is nice, but you don't lose any of the Gardenia feel. Gardenia, I know people tell me pronounce it different ways. Overall, if you're looking for a very sophisticated, elegant white floral fragrance that you want to be able to wear at any time, any place in summer, I think this is probably the best one. Next up, we probably have the most complimented fragrance I've ever worn in my life. Aside from Lust, where people compliment me because they want their significant others to smell like this, this is the one where people far and wide, whenever I wear it, it doesn't matter where, I get compliments on. And this is the only one that's kind of limited edition, like marketed towards summer. And it is Terracotta Le Parfum from Guerlain. This is gorgeous, you guys. If you can track down a bottle of this, I know that they release it in the summer. I believe they start releasing in June, and then when they sell out of them in the stores, they don't restock them. I've had this bottle for a year. I'm very sparing with it, but I'll probably pick up a backup bottle so I can wear this more frequently. This is such a beautiful fragrance. First, if you've ever smelled the Terracotta bronzers from Guerlain. Every single time I use it, I like hold it up to my nose and I just like breathe in like it's my last breath I will ever take. It is the most beautiful smell. And it is not the same smell, but they interpreted it beautifully as a fragrance. Now you're going to see a common note, and I kind of mentioned it before, but the top notes in this are bergamot and coconut. The heart notes are orange blossom, jasmine, and ylang ylang, and the base notes are vanilla and musk. Now what I love most about these fragrances when it comes down to white florals, and white florals that work particularly well in summer, is when they have a base that really works with the white floral fragrances in a way that elevates them and makes them look better, rather than competing with them or making a hodgepodge fragrance where it's one note. With the vanilla and the coconut I've seen in the last two fragrances, this is the third one, is the coconut and the vanilla are kind of abstract in this fragrance. You don't get coconut, you don't get vanilla, you get this like beautiful creaminess that's really giving the white florals something to stick to and really work their magic the best way that they can, which is something that's a beautiful, creamy, almost honey-esque white floral note, which I find is better for summertime than some of the other white florals out there that rely too much on patchouli, that rely too much on musk, that rely too much on some green notes, or too much white floral where it becomes a really heavy white floral mess. All of these, specifically ones I've previously talked about, the coconut and the vanilla are giving them some notes that are perfect for summertime, that make them tropical and exotic without in any way ruining the integrity of the white floral notes. Now the thing that I like about this is the ylang ylang and the orange blossom. The orange blossom is a very sweetness, and it's playing with the sweetness and the floral notes of the ylang ylang. And I like that there's bergamot in here, which also brightens it up, and kind of like the tangerine, it's not so crisp that it's competing with the vanilla and the coconut. It's adding a brightness to it, but that creaminess that sometimes bergamot can have is working with the coconut and the vanilla. This is an intoxicating fragrance. It's absolutely stunning. Definitely worth checking out and picking out a bottle if you're looking for a summer fragrance. A lot of people, there's people who prefer Bronze Goddess from Estee Lauder to Terracotta Le Parfum. I believe both of them kind of fit the same category, but I prefer Terracotta Le Parfum, but I do think Bronze Goddess is beautiful as well. So you could easily switch these two out, but if it's my recommendations, I'm going to recommend this one. Next one comes from Jo Malone, and a lot of you guys have been asking me to review more Jo Malone fragrances, and I definitely will. Review of this one is coming up very soon, but I did want to make sure it made it to this list because it is just beautiful. This is from the Cologne Intense collection. This was released in 2014, and it is Tuberose and Angelica. Now the notes in this are amber, tuberose, and angelica, and the two notes that I think really sing it for this is the tuberose and the amber. The tuberose in here is just really beautiful. It's very singular, but I think that the amber adds a nice warmth to it and kind of a honey-esque feel to this fragrance. This reminds me very much of an inexpensive, not nearly as complex version of Melodie de l'Amour from Dusita, which I think is a stunning fragrance, and I definitely need to add it to my collection. But if you want that same kind of honey tuberose feel that's easier to get your hands on and about half the price, definitely check out this one. It is really, really nice. Not as complex, but it's still really beautiful. What I like also about this one is it has more staying power than the other Jo Malone fragrances. And as you know, most Jo Malone fragrances, there's something about the formula that turns sour on my skin. I am not knocking Jo Malone in any way when I say that. There's just some ingredients and some fragrances that don't work on my skin. It's body chemistry. It's me, not them. And I do wish this fragrance has worked on my skin because they're stunning. This one is really nice if you're looking for a very straightforward, easy to understand, not too complex, overtly fruity white floral fragrance. Even though the other ones I mentioned do have coconut and tangerine and things like that, they're not fruity, but the kind of fruitiness is something that the white florals bounce off of, and it really helps make them sing. This is a more true white floral fragrance, definitely very heavy on the tuberose, but I do love the warmth that the amber has, and I think this is a fantastic evening summer fragrance if you're looking for something to wear and you want to be alluring and sexy and mysterious, but still playful and something that's appropriate for heat and humidity in the evening. I have been loving this one a lot. Last from my picks is this one, and you guys probably knew this was going to make it. This is from Roja Parfums. This is Lily. This is the Eau de Parfum. They used to have the extrait. This is not the extrait. This is the Eau de Parfum. The notes in this that I think the white floral notes, and I'm looking at them over here, is we have Lily, Ylang Ylang, and Jasmine. When you smell it, it's most definitely Lily, and I love that you can easily pick out Lily. But what's really nice about this is you've got the lemon and the bergamot to brighten it up, and the base in this is clove wood, vanilla, and musk. So you have vanilla again, and I think vanilla is a great fragrance to really help add some complexity and depth to white floral fragrances. The musk is really nice. It makes it very kind of elegant and a little bit more mature in a very positive way. I know some people think mature is good or bad. I'm talking about mature in a very positive way here. Makes it a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more elegant, a little bit more for evening wear. Now that doesn't mean that you can't wear this in the daytime. You absolutely can. My favorite thing about this is the clove. The clove in here I think really plays off the vanilla and plays off the lily. And it just kind of add a nice kind of spice, not spicy, but spiced element to this, which is kind of hidden underneath all the layers and you can just barely make it out, but it's something you're always looking for. It's something that always keeps you interested in this fragrance. It's like a little surprise or a little tease the entire time you wear this, and it's beautiful. I love it. And I like the brightness of the lemon and the bergamot as well, which is very apparent in the opening. Overall, I think this is just a beautiful white floral fragrance, especially if you're looking for something more luxurious or more higher end. If you're looking to splurge on yourself, get yourself something nice and fancy that you can wear in the summertime. Definitely check this out. It's beautiful, and I do love the fact that this to me is more of an evening fragrance, more of a formal fragrance, like more of maybe. Or if you're doing something very professional in the daytime and you want to make an impression, definitely this one. But I think you could also wear this daytime casual as well. It's a very versatile fragrance, but I do think it lends itself to more professional and more sophisticated events. Like if you're going to a date, if you're going out to drinks, if you had an interview, if you're meeting with a client, I think that that fragrance specifically will definitely make an impression, but also be very appropriate for the summertime. Now for my two honorable mentions, the first one I have a bottle of, the second one hopefully I will be getting a bottle soon. This is Aerin Mediterranean Honeysuckle. This one is honeysuckle, grapefruit. There's that grapefruit that I love so much. Lily, Gardenia, and jasmine. Now when this opens, it wears two ways. It has two lifespans, the opening and the rest of it. The opening is very brief. It lasts for me until it completely dries down, about 45 minutes. You get a very sparkling, almost champagne-esque citrus feel to it. And then the more you wear it, the more it becomes a very singular white floral fragrance. That's why this didn't quite make it to the list, because it does kind of have two lifespans, two different ways that it wears on the skin. But I do love specifically the way it wears in both ways. I love its opening and I love its dry down. The opening again is very sparkling, very crisp, very citrusy, very bright, perfect for the summertime. And then the longer you wear it, you get more of the lily, you get more of the jasmine. It becomes a little bit warmer and more of a true white floral fragrance with a lot less of the sparkle that it has in the opening, which to me transitions beautifully for evening time. So I'll usually wear this one probably closer to the afternoon if I'm going out, if I know I'm going to be out for a few hours. So during the day when it's a little bit hot, I've got the sparkling beautiful citrus, and then it kind of transitions really nicely into an evening scent. So I do really love this for that. It is overall a beautiful fragrance and definitely worth checking out, which is why I wanted to mention this. Now the second one I don't have in my collection, and I kind of mentioned it earlier. It is the absolutely fantastically stunning masterpiece from Dusita, which is Melodie de l'Amour. Now, the one I said was closest to it was Jo Malone, Tuberose, Angelica from their Cologne Intense line, but let me tell you, this fragrance made an impression on me. I haven't purchased it yet, and I don't know why, but I think generally I've been purchasing from counters and less from internet, and I would have to purchase this from probably Lucky Scent or right from their website, so I haven't gotten around to getting it yet. I'm actually going to be doing a video within the next week or two, and when I do that video you'll kind of understand why I'm kind of mentioning it now, but it is a stunning fragrance. It's got this beautiful white floral notes, but the honey in it is just stunning. It's delicious and beautiful and just absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend that. I feel like it's better for the evening time wear in the summertime, but it is really beautiful. So that's my other honorable mention. Anyway, those are my summer picks for white floral fragrances. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any experience with any of these fragrances, good or bad, feel free to leave your experiences in the comment box below. Also, if you have any recommendations that you think are fantastic white floral fragrances that definitely deserve to be mentioned, again, comment box below. I'd love to know what you guys are wearing, what you guys recommend, what you guys don't like, maybe is a little bit too hyped. Even if it's one that I've mentioned, let me know. I always love hearing what you guys have to say. As always, if you like these videos, these top 5 lists, summer recommendations, recommendation lists in general, and just fragrance videos in general, remember to give this video a big old thumbs up. Lets me know to continue doing videos like this, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Because it's free, and I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends as well. So always have something free to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy, and have a great day, month, year, whatever. See you next time.